Here's the thing. If you want to get your mates and yourself to Jesus, you've got to be bold, unorthodox, aggressive, radical, and from time to time you've got to do a bit of outside the law, roof-bashing vandalism. GodFirst, spiritual health warning. Do not get sucked into posh, placid, northern suburbs, namby-pamby, wishy-washy, decaf only, have another facial, herbal tea kind of Christianity. You've got to get back to urban warfare, roof-bashing vandalism. Because that is not just what is effective in getting your friends and yourself to Jesus. It's the kind of faith that Jesus loves. It says, when Jesus saw their faith actions of the friends, he moved on the paralytic. Faith that Jesus loves is persistent. It sees a crowd and it goes round it. It sees a roof and it goes through it. Now, we live in a world that's microwave friendly. It says if you don't get immediate results, then give up. That's not what these four friends did. They pushed through. Winston Churchill, the wartime Prime Minister leader of Great Britain, he was called the British Bulldog, not just because he had a treble chin and looked like a bulldog, but because of his tenacity. And as an 88-year-old man, he went to speak at attend the speech day of the former high school he was part of, a very posh school on the outskirts of London called Harrow-on-the-Hill. And he was too frail to give a speech. But the headmaster prevailed on him, saying, "Sir Winston, could you please just say a few words to the gathered students and staff and parents?" So he shuffled to the front with his cane and leant out over the lectern and said this: "Never give up. Never, 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 never." Then he went and he sat down. This business about never giving up is not just like an American life coach thing to say. It's a godly principle. I'm so grateful for my dad. He's still alive and he's a godly man, and he usually ends off our weekly phone call by saying, "Okay, Pete, keep going. Lots of love. Bye-bye." He's done that all his life. Whenever I'm chatting to him on the phone, throughout 38 years of life, I get lots of love, I love you, and I get never give up. That's helpful. The other thing about this kind of vandalism faith that the friends had is that it is not boring. The biggest issue facing Christians today isn't abortion or porn or racism, it's dullness. Without a bit of roof-bashing vandalism, our faith goes from being good news to okay news. We go from being effective people to nice people. Tozer said culture puts out the fire in our souls. It's why the Apostle Paul said in Romans 12, he said, "Do not be conformed to the pattern of this world, but be transformed into being godlike." And being like God does not mean being gentle, meek and mild all the time. We serve a God who splits rocks when his people are thirsty, makes axe heads float, applauds people who break holes in other people's roofs whilst he's preaching sermons. He starts earthquakes to get his mates out of prison. Do you know what the book of Revelation says about gentle Jesus, meek and mild? It says this: his name is, Mr. Soft and Fluffy, no, faithful and true. With justice he will sit around doing needlework? No, judge and make war. His eyes are like still blue pools of water? No, like a blazing fire. And on his head is a flowery bouquet? No, many crowns. He has a name that no one knows but he himself. He's dressed in a robe dipped in blood, Out of his mouth comes a sharp sword, and on his robe and on his thigh are written the name King of Kings and Lord of Lords. Gentle Jesus, meek and mild? I don't think so.